knew it was today, and I just thought I'd remember for some reason, but I had no alarm set. But we're rocking and rolling now. Got Junkman. People are probably wondering what the heck was going on.
Yeah, I told him I would bug you via the phone.
Yeah, the estimated weight, we could do that, but it's never accurate. So
Nah, it's us real booksellers do it all the time.
yeah.
Yeah, the weight's pointless, honestly. But
I
what do I know?
think some automations that would be cool is just save all your box dimensions. So when you go for box content, it's always the same. Even if my box was different, I probably would just use the default 12 by 16 by 12. Um,
It's
and
the
even
same.
saving weight, like if you get close enough to 45, 47 pounds each time, it might be helpful to autofill that in too.
Same with the buy cost and the person listing, and like the source. I mean, you can kind of have those auto filled like the everything else does now. It's just little tweaks down the road. But the only thing that matters is we're even having this conversation, right? Because nowhere else is even thinking about innovating it, making
Yeah.
anything better for Amazon sellers.
Dude, I wish you were coming to Vegas this weekend.
You're all gonna have fun. You're all gonna be crazy. I'll see all the social media posts. Don't get arrested. Dude, you got calls coming in from all over
Yeah,
the world,
no,
man.
it's crazy, bro.
How's the wholesale business?
We had a crazy week. My best supplier called me and said they can't sell to me anymore. So, um, didn't even really phase me that much though. Like a couple years ago, I'd have been freaking out, but I'm like, okay, like Roger that, like of course, you know. But they have other products. We're gonna look at selling, but they're probably not gonna be good. I just called with them like an hour or two ago, and then but it's still good. Like Q4 is about to come up. My cat's trying to sneak in. That's the thing about wholesale, man, is like the grass is always greener. Like when you go to books to wholesale, it's like, oh, you have good invoices. You can spend 100,000 to make 130,000 back, and all that's true. But once you get in it, all of a sudden it's like, okay, now if most of your money's in one brand and Amazon restricts that brand, you're cooked. Whereas with books, there's a bunch of different publishers you're selling. So the wholesale business is going good. Like we're making good money, but I've always been weary about it because of Amazon's restrictions. Like I'm very heavy in a single brand. And so I'm weary of that. And that's why I'm going private label. I'm losing a lot of money in private label right now, but you saw me go to China earlier this year. Like I met with the suppliers, actually just hired a coach. But I have fun doing it. And I think there's a lot of potential in it. It really just comes down to optimizing the photos and stuff like that. But wholesale's making most money right now. Obviously, got GoToLister, trying to build private label, and then doing books and beyond and events and stuff, keeping the community alive.
I don't know if you said anything about it, but what's your opinion on the whole buy box thing that went down?
Yeah, I mean, like I just felt like it was very similar to what happened last time, which I think I was in Asia last time that happened, and so I didn't even really. Oh my gosh, all these calls! I got so many spam calls, bro. Um, it just reminded me of exactly what happened before, and before like telling anybody anything or writing an article, I wanted to wait a couple weeks, and it seems like it's fixed.
Yeah, it fixed itself pretty quick. I was just curious what your thought process was behind why it happened again, almost to like 6 months to the day.
Yeah, well, they said what's that? Is it the FTC? Is that the name of that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think that had something to do with it. I don't know why it's just affecting the books category though. Maybe that's because like that's where the biggest discrepancy is.
That's
Because the
probably
other buy boxes tend to make more sense. Whereas like it's always been crazy to see like a $20 book sell for 80. I feel like you don't really see that as much in other categories.
yeah, it was I mean, I try to tell people, right, like there's going to be things in business, whether it's the buy box issues or something else. Like you got to prepare for these and be smart with your money. People are I was surprised people were freaking out just as much as they were back in March. I'm like, we just literally went through the same exact thing, right? Like I would be
Yeah.
worried if the if like GoToLister and the scouting apps were pulling the wrong information, but throughout that whole thing, when you go to list on GoToLister, you're still getting the correct buy box information, right? It's just a product page that was
Mhm.
showing the buy box going to the actual the merchant. So for me, like I see that as well. Clearly, it's not like a permanent thing on Amazon's back end, or everything would show that information, which wasn't happening. But people, I think we have to realize, like as business owners, right, or resellers, right, whatever we want to call ourselves, like you have to treat it like a business and start, setting money aside for when it rains, because sooner or later it's going to rain, and you got to kind of weather the storm. And I don't freak out about it. Even back when it happened before, like if anybody should have been pissed this time around and the last time, it should have been me, because literally before this happened 3 weeks ago, like I spent the most money and probably sent the most inventory I have since I started this business. And I was just like, let's just keep going, right?
Yeah,
Let's
once
not
you go
slow
through
down.
it a few times, and this is actually, I haven't even prepared my talk yet for Books and Beyond, but I've thought a lot about what I'm going to talk about, and it's going to be like the account shutdown dilemma that we have. I think that's just like an obvious terrible thing that can happen, but really it's just like shit happens in business and you have to move forward. And I think the more that you're in business, like, and now my dog's going to try to kill my cat. Cha-ching! The more you're in business, the more you realize, like, oh my gosh, like the world's going to end. Oh, it didn't. And then you realize everything's okay.
Yeah. It's tough.
And then it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, because your brain freaks the fuck out every time it happens. Your brain's like, holy shit, like the world's over. Holy shit, the world's over. I remember I was in Colombia and I was running restricted inventory, my textbook consignment business. And I had a software that would detect textbook test buys from OZ Law. Shout out Project Venus. And I had 2 test buys in the same book on different accounts. And that's when I was like, oh, these guys are plotting to like take me out. Not me specifically, but everybody. And yeah, me specifically too. Dude, I had like 1 to 2 months of like sleeping and waking up and like connecting all the dots. Like, oh, they know about, like, I was just like freaking out. And then finally it happened. And then like, I was so happy almost afterwards. It was finally done. And just so much worrying leading up to it. But then what happened months after that, what happened years after that, it's like, I didn't stop. I figured it out. And so now when like things come up, like my biggest supplier in wholesale just got taken away from me. And literally, like, you could have taken my heart rate, like not even raised at all. I'm just like, okay, I got a few more. Like, this is what happens. It's probably going to be okay. And I have like a gut feeling that maybe it'll work out with them in a few months. Who knows? Maybe it won't. But it's like you shipping the books to FBA, you loaded it up. If you were a brand new newbie in business, you'd be like, damn, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, everything's going south, but you've been through this before. You've seen it happen, and usually things are okay. So then you're like, okay, roger that.
I guess it's more or less comes down to like, what's the worst case scenario for like media sellers, right? We pay nothing for our stuff. So even if we lose our account and we have 5,000-10,000 units, what are we at? Like 5, 10, maybe like probably $15,000-$20,000. Like that's nothing in the grand scheme of like wealth and having a business and being an entrepreneur. Like that's literally pennies in a bucket. It's like, if it all goes away, like most entrepreneurs like me and you, if we just can't sell online no more, like we can go open a landscape company, we can do whatever the hell we want to do, and you're going to get results in that. And I think a lot of resellers just feel like, well, if this happens and this is it for me, and like I'm living under the underpass. It's like, it's the complete opposite. You're going to find a way. This is just one of the paths to make money.
Yeah, exactly. You do got to look out though. I do know one bookseller this year that had like 50 to 100,000 units that he had to throw away. That shit gets expensive.
It does.
But he's also got the bankroll to make it happen. He's always complaining about how he's like, there's no money in books, man. There's no money in books. And then he just opened up a new warehouse in Texas and is like loading pallets of books, truckloads a week. The thing is, like at scale, books are crazy at scale, because I just went through a couple pallets in my garage. I still haven't posted the video. But it's like you go from like scanning books on a bookshelf at a Goodwill. Maybe your city's good, maybe it's not, but you're just pulling loads of profit if you're in a medium to large size city and you find the good sources. But then it's like going through pallets of books. You're condensing a pallet of books to probably like 2 or 3 books for FBA. Then there's people that just get like so good at going through pallets and pallets and pallets, like truckloads of books, that they just like push all these books through their warehouse every week, 48 to 100 gaylords of books, and then just take the good ones out, send them to FBA, and it's a crazy business model. Like you can scale it from the thrift store to bulk, and then you have people like Joji and Victor like sniping all the bulk people's books and then flipping them on Amazon for themselves.
Yeah, it's tough with the books, man. Like it's just been a natural evolution. It's not like I chose, books to be a smaller percentage of my inventory. It's just the quality around me isn't there to like, be able to have an inventory of all books. But it's just the fees are higher on the books.
Yeah.
So just naturally kind of found my way into DVDs and CDs, which is thankfully easy to get on
rectangles, man. That's all it is.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is, right? Like you find another way, you find something else to sell, kind of like you with your brand, right? There's always going to be another brand around the corner. It's always going to be another opportunity.
Business is business, man. Skills are.
Yeah, but resellers don't look at it that way, man. That's why I hate like calling it even, I'm a reseller. It's like, no, you're like a small business owner, right? Like treat it like an actual business.
Yeah, well, it's like, okay, like some of the bulk guys are making so much money, they're stacking loads of cash. Like I talked to some booksellers, and like, yeah, I've stacked over $1 million cash, and they just started like a few years ago. It's like, what makes that person better than the guy who's like complaining about not making any money? And the guy that could just never even scale up to that point, like what, and that's at a large scale. Like what makes the big sellers so different from each other, where one can pull out $1 million cash and the other can't, like barely scrape by? And I think a lot of it comes down to number one, the source. Like, are you getting your books from good locations? Like if it's good inventory, then obviously like, that's a plus. But number two is like, how efficient are you? Because if it takes you 1 hour to process a pallet of books, and it takes somebody else 30 minutes, that other person's twice as efficient. And then when you multiply that by like 20 people, that makes a dramatic impact. And then you can look at that, like obviously at a large scale, how efficient you are dramatically influences your overhead. Because now the guy who takes not very long to process a Gaylord, he can pay half as much to his employees each year because they're twice as efficient. And so like that's at a large scale, but as a single man show, it's the same exact thing. It's like, how efficient are you at going out? Do you find good books? Do you ask for backroom access? Like what is the quality of books that you're going after? What are the relationships like? Do you have a relationship where you can walk in the back room and get 10 times as many profitable books as everyone else scraping for pennies on the front floor? And then when you come home, what does that look like? Or does it take you forever to get the books out the door? Is it like a grueling process? Do you hate doing it? And if that's the case, then like it's not even going to be a scalable business because you don't even look forward to doing it. And it's like a death pile building, and then you're just killing your business because there's no momentum. And so then, but if you're looking at it strictly from like a dollar per hour perspective, it's like the guy who can go out, find the best locations, know which ones they are, and then come home, ship the books out fast, and then ideally have a good repricing automated schedule so you don't end up paying these $2, $2.50 removal fees. And then it's like this well-oiled machine, but it takes time to get there. It's not going to be, you're going to, if you judge yourself based on like the top standard you have, you're not going to hit it initially. It's going to take a while to get there. But at scale, it's the same fucking thing, but these guys are just dealing with millions of books a year. And all they're doing is tweaking a few things. Maybe it's, okay, we should consider doing a better source because on average, this one has 3% better books. And maybe it's tweaking at their scale, triggers really matter. Maybe it's tweaking, okay, we're sending in like a couple too many crappy books. Like that one tweak can be like tens of thousands of dollars. And then maybe it's a repricing strategy. Maybe it's, we should hire this type of person. Maybe you like get people and like put like a TV in the warehouse. That's what Thrift Books has. They have TVs everywhere that shows like this station has this many scans, this station has this many scans. And so people have something to measure against. Like, oh, over here they're doing 1,000 scans an hour. Over here they're only doing, and then it's like a competition, So
yeah, I mean, I agree. At the end of the day, the only difference between me, you, and anybody else that wants to sell books, CDs, DVDs on Amazon is like, how many items are you scanning? Right? Because the more you scan, the more you find. It's just literally that's the numbers. That's the game. Yeah. How many new pieces of inventory are you scanning? So like somebody that's like just starting or like feels like they're stuck. It's like, well, go scan more inventory. Maybe you got to drive further. Maybe you got to, maybe I actually got to buy bulk inventory. Thankfully for me, I don't have to. I'm comfortable with what I have
Dude,
going
it's
on.
so
But
much
like,
fucking work. I don't know
yeah,
if I'll ever go through a Gaylord of books again after
it,
that.
I mean, I guess too, you realize, right? I will say this though, like I remember back when I was making videos in like 2021, and like every comment or like every video would have a comment of somebody like asking where they can buy Gaylords. Like I really don't see that as much as I used to. I feel
Yeah,
like people kind of shied away from it.
yeah, I know. It'll be interesting. I made a video to answer that question, and I feel like it's my best video on the topic. But the intro of the video is going to have me in my garage, both pallets, and I literally time lapse like 5 hours of us going through everything and listing it. It's probably gonna make a 10-minute video, but for me, that video's done well in the past on my channel, like how to sell books, and it was like me in a U-Haul truck like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and I think people like the idea of it because like they go out, they ship a few boxes of books to Amazon, they get paid, and they're like, holy shit, this is real. Like, how can I just run it up, buy more books, and then pallets of books seem like the best move, which it's so much work. Like you got to get a system down. Um, Doing it for the first time is definitely going to be a little sloppy. Because I was like about to go through these. I'm like, where am I going to take all these? And I called Goodwill. They wouldn't pick them up. And I had to get a local bookstore to come pick them up. And he actually knew who I was from social media. He sells books on Amazon himself. And shout out to, I think, David. Shout out to David for coming through and picking up those books. But once you get it down, like once you get a system down, now I could like pay somebody to go through my garage and go through the pallets. But the first time you do anything, it sucks.
Yeah, it's funny. Stupid face in the chat. Fida, he's a member of my group. He does Gaylords of books. He hires people in his garage, and he actually he pushes the Gaylords out into the driveway and the street, and posts on Facebook Marketplace like free books. So all the people just drive up in their car and are just digging through his Gaylords because he
That's
ain't got the
awesome.
space to kind of swap them out. I would never do it. I mean, I guess if I moved out to the middle of nowhere, right, like maybe an hour and a half from anywhere metro, right, then you kind of your hands are tied, right? You either got to go to the Joji Victor model, do some online sourcing, or you got to just get inventory in bulk. That would make sense. But if I don't have to, I mean, I'll still take advantage of opportunity to actually make money when it comes to buying in bulk, but I'm not actively like trying to get these crazy, especially books. Like I refuse to even do any types of bulk books, not even free pickups, unless they're like you said, the good stuff from the libraries that aren't picked over. I want no parts of going in anybody's basement and carrying out cookbooks.
I'm gonna try and get us an email sent out. Okay.
How many boxes of books you think you could list a day with GoToLister? Your max. If I said, Avery, you got 8 hours, how many boxes are you banging out?
I've been humble lately, man. Just going through those pallets. I mean, dude, when I'm on my grind, I could do a lot. Like even without GoToLister, a few years ago, this must have been 5 years ago. We were at a library in Indiana, and this is where speed mode kind of came to my head. But I would open up the Notes app and I scanned in like probably 800 to 1,000 library books that had barcodes, and then typed in the non-barcode ones. And I probably did that in like an hour or two. Probably an hour. I scanned in 1,000 books, just boom, 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 and then copy and pasted them to my overseas team. And at the time, we're using AccelerList, and so at all night, probably for a couple hours, they're copying and pasting, pricing, making sure everything's good. The next day, I come in, have all the we didn't even print FNSKUs, and we didn't use box contents either. So we just put everything in boxes, and then we're done. But with GoToLister Mobile, you can achieve the same thing, which is you scan, and there is speed mode enabled on mobile. It's still like we're fixing a lot of things. Like I'm not like in love with the app yet. It's not like my standard of like, oh my gosh, this is like perfect. But you can speed scan in the GoToLister. So I mean, I did 1,000 books in a couple hours scanning in the Notes app. Now, the fastest way to do it now would be you'd scan and then instantly close the batch out and do one box per batch. and that way you don't have to do box contents. And so I don't know, man. I don't want to say like 3,000 books, but maybe like if I got a good flow down, I'd probably just say like 100 to 150 an hour would probably be realistic, times 8 hours a day, you know.
Got 30, 40 boxes from FIDA in the chat. I think you probably could knock out, depending on how efficient you are and the space you have, because that comes into a lot, right? If you're like me, I don't have the space really I usually have boxes just stacked all over the floor and everything going on. I think you probably could in 8 hours. You probably could definitely get 30 to 50 boxes completely done. I'm talking basically closed, stickered up, ready to go.
Avery knows about my last 40. But okay, I was about to ask. Okay, I know him. Then we're gonna do a wrestling match in Vegas if he pulls up. He had an issue with a really large batch, and then I called him and we were talking about his flow. But he doesn't do one batch per box. He said that would mess up his flow a lot. I think because of the effing SKU issue. It's more convenient for him just to scan in like 1,500 books.
His employees do 99% of the work. Don't let them fool you.
Same shit though. He's paying for that.
He is. As someone who's just Jay, listen, they just fixed the buy box, dude. Just let them have your money for a little bit longer. Eventually, Jeff will trust you enough to start giving you a little bit bigger paychecks. All right, dude, just relax here. We just went from the end of the world. Now we're making money again.
Overwatching is working. That's true. But you also realize, like, when you pay somebody to list, that's when you realize, like, if I just get them twice as efficient, then I pay them half as much. You know?
Yep. It's all it comes down to. I mean, you could be the comfortable 5,000 a month seller, or you can be the solo person that cherry picks and does 50K a month. Those people exist. I've had one-on-ones with them. Or you could be the person that has a warehouse and does 7 figures every single month. That's the crazy part of this business, right? Like, it's different. If you look at like wholesale, like no one's going to do wholesale and be like, well, I just want to sell $1,000 a month, right? Like wholesale is a bigger play. But books, you literally have people that make $200 a month all the way up to millions of dollars a month. Like the spectrum is so big. So you get such an array of people. Like on our monthly go-to lister call, like we have people on there that are doing, 6 figures a month. And we have people on there that are like brand new, just starting. It's so crazy to have like those people in the same room and just hear the questions and how they kind of intertwine with each other, whether you're big or whether you're small. It all gets us back to like, what are our processes? How good are our sources? How good is our sourcing style? And
dude, honestly, everything's the same game.
It is
the same exact game. Private labels, the same game. Like all of it. It's all flipping. Like you could argue any business is flipping shit.
Yeah.
Houses, real estate. Like you can look at most businesses and like, and the fact that businesses can sell shows that everything's flipping, because anybody can buy any business. You can buy a law firm. You can buy physical therapy practice, and then you can sell it for more. Why do people buy businesses? Either to cash flow or they want to sell for more. It's like we're just like at the very raw form of it. We're taking like squares of CDs, DVDs, books, and then flipping them in a very short period of time on Amazon. And so it's easy, But
what do you think on Amazon gates? I'm curious what your opinion is on Amazon and gating. Like in the media world, the big ones, Universal and Disney and Sony. Like, do you think there's a rhyme or reason why some people can sell it and other people can't?
I'm sure like account age matters a lot. I think that's probably a factor. I don't know exactly. I just know I've been gated in things, and I know that I know like some accounts you can't even request to get ungated in, and usually those accounts have less history. But if there's a will, there's a way, Even if you're red gated in something, like if you really want to get ungated in it, which you got to have a good reason to do that, probably like you'd probably be pretty experienced to be like, oh, I need to get ungated in this brand because I know it's going to make me X amount per year. Now, if you're just a beginner and you think selling Universal is somehow going to help you out, you should probably go like another direction. But my old partner for restricted inventory got gated in textbooks years ago. And then he worked with the law firm and Amazon together creatively to to have the law firm give Amazon permission to sell textbooks. And just like that, earlier this year, I got gated in a major brand, and my partners went into depression, thought it was over. And I'd seen it happen before. And I'm like, guys, it'll probably work. Just give it time. 3 weeks later, we're ungated again. We had to upload tons of proof 30 times.
Yep.
Amazon, like you'd think the first time would be enough, but they kept rejecting it. And then finally it worked. And so, yeah, I don't think people should stress it too much, but also at the same time, like, don't give up. And if it is something really important to you, like textbooks, like if that's the majority of your business, then maybe consider, getting ungated in it.
Yeah.
I think people give up too easily.
You're 100% right. I think that's, there's always another flashy business coming around the corner, right? Like there's always another business model, whatever's going on. I think we have to realize what you said. Like we can't just throw in the tail so quick and easy. Like people are so like, well, that's it. I'm gay. I went. I see it. You see how many times do we see in the groups? Like I went and I got 40 books and I went to list them and 90% of them are gated. And I'm just like, well, you're brand new to Amazon. Like keep those books, send in what you can. And then in 2 weeks, I guarantee you'll be able to send more of the books that are in your pile. But people are just like, it's not even their first box. And they're just like, I quit. It's like, what?
Dude, I actually completely understand it because I remember how much I wanted to quit in my first thrift store that I went in. I was like, this is all bullshit. Like, Reese's full of shit. Like, he's not making any money. Like, why are these videos so well made? Like, why is he giving away the game? It didn't make sense to me. And I only had made money with textbooks, but I'm in this fucking thrift store, and I'm like, he fucking said I'm going with FBA scan at the time, like scanning the books with my phone, just putting everyone that turns green in the cart. I'm nervous. The manager is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just looking at it. And he's like, get out of here, and kicks me out. And I was like, fuck this. This thing, like, this is bullshit. But then I like wanted to believe it. And I believe that selling books on Amazon would work because I sold my college textbooks. So I'm like, I know there's like fucking money in this. And then I read a blog by Caleb Roth, the book flipper. And he was like, I made $5,000 in profit or sales going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that's when I got the idea to go live in my car and travel the country. And just like, I'm like, if I go to like 100 thrift stores across the country and like sleep in Walmart parking lots, it's impossible for me to lose money. Like I was like, there's no way.
It is, right? It still is today. Like
I didn't even know what a fucking library sale was. I didn't know about booksalefinder.com. I didn't know about like I didn't know you could sell CDs or DVDs. Nobody would tell me how to get ungated back then. Reezy told me I had to spend $250. He didn't know either. So he wasn't like he was lying to me, but it's the same exact game now, and it's just a matter of getting out there and grinding. Like the fact that there's like people investing millions of dollars a year into like building these giant book businesses, World of Books, it's the same thing we're doing. They're just doing it at a large scale, which is harder because then you have to get people efficient. You have to do this and that. We have the advantage because if you fuck up, it's just your time's gone. If somebody fucks up running a whole warehouse, that's millions of dollars. If it gets flooded, if everyone quits, if a COVID event happens again, like all these risks, But the fact that these huge companies are literally doing the same exact, when it comes down to it, the same exact thing, scanning books, shipping them to Amazon, or maybe they're keeping them in the warehouse. For me, that's pretty. That gives me like hope. Whenever I'm like, well, damn, like, is this going to work out? I just think, well, these huge companies are doing it. And I still think that same way when selling anything on Amazon. Like if I'm looking at new products, or if I know like X brand is profitable, I like to go look at all the sellers selling that brand. And I remind myself that they're making money selling that brand. Otherwise they wouldn't be selling it. And I'm like, all of these sellers on all these listings are making money with this brand. Like, okay, I can make this business work out. Or private label. Look at other people selling similar products that you want to, or maybe it's exactly the same product. That's what private label is. You put your label on it. And I'm like, oh, well, these 3 people are doing great. I can too. And so I think it's a good frame to hold. And if you guys are coming this weekend, World of Books is going to be there. Bill Martlink, top eBay seller. We're going to have a lot of people at Books and Beyond. So
I used to fill up World of Books donation bins with duds heavily.
Until Bill became part of the company, then you're like, all right, going over to Discover bins now.
What's the process of submitting proof to get ungated? First off, it depends, like what Avery was saying, right? Like you're not just going to go get ungated just to get ungated, right? It's got to be something. I like to tell people in our space, right? Like make sure the purchase is justified. Right now, the big one's Universal. They want to buy you need 100 units. But the problem is, even if you have an invoice directly from Universal, that doesn't mean Amazon's got to take your invoice. So you got to make sure that thankfully there's a community now. So you can just go search in these groups, whatever brand it is, and you can see if people are getting ungated or denied. But like Avery said, sometimes you're talking 30 submissions, you're talking opening tickets, calling Amazon and being like, hey, why am I not approved? Here's everything you guys are asking for. It's not as clear cut and dry like you just upload a photo of the paper and they automatically ungate you. It's a much more kind of tedious process now. But like he said, you can get ungated in almost anything if you're willing to make the calls, right? If it's something you're hard gated in, which is red gated, you can't even apply to sell. Well, if you reach out to the company directly, call somebody, sales rep at the company, or I'm sure there's always, where there's a will, there's a way in this business.
What is this? What are your thoughts on Social Security to eBay?
I have no idea.
Trying to get my.
You probably do to buy them Gaylords, dude. You're running on empty. You need loans from grandma.
I thought it was a real hustle. I'm like, damn. All right, let's start flipping these Social Securities. Has anyone successfully gotten ungated in Universal? Comment in the chat if you have. I've definitely referred several people to my ungating person.
There is only one or two people that I know that got ungated, and that was when the gate first went up. I've had multiple people in my group try, and everything just gets denied. Alliance, Universal's website themselves, Christian Book won't work. Victor, that's another one. People have tried every website you can think of in the past 2 months and have not been accepted and have submitted multiple times. What should I do? Just go on consignment with somebody. Avery had Max on his channel, the kid that does consignment. He's a part of my group. We'll do a 50-50 split. And so you still get some money back out of it. But yeah. I mean, are you really finding that much Universal? If the answer is yes, then you're just going to have to wait and just kind of, or just go hard in the paint and say, hey, I got my invoice from Universal. Why aren't you accepting it? Call them up. Otherwise, you're kind of just.
Yeah, if you're coming across a lot of Universal, I'll keep this offer out there. I've referred at least 3 people to my account lady, and I know she's worked with them, so I'm not sure if it actually worked or not. I don't want to keep referring people if it's not working, but she helps with a lot of stuff. I just texted her. We'll see if she replies. Asked her if anyone actually got ungated. How do you handle it when the deactivated your item when there are no comparisons?
Any more details, dude? What are you talking about? Price? High price alert? It just means your price too high. Yeah. I don't see why else they would deactivate your item when there's no comparison. So if you're talking about price alert, then if you actually go in and edit the listing of your high price alerts, filter your inventory to status, descending, look for the high price alert, edit the listing, you can change the price right in the listing, and it'll actually let you know when they actually accept it.
You're saying you changed the listing price?
Yeah, so the way we used to do pricing, high pricing alerts, you could go to the high pricing page and just lower everything a little bit at a time, but you didn't know if they would actually take that or it would just be a high pricing alert again. But now if you go in and actually edit the actual listing and the price box, it'll actually be red and it won't let you submit it if the price is still too high. So you can drop it down to see where Amazon's willing to let you put the price at its highest.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They don't have 100 units. Well, yeah, it's Christian Books, and they're not going to take the invoice anyway. So consider yourself thankful for not wasting money. Alliance work for me. Better have a ton of sales. Yeah, but how recent was that? And yeah, you have a high sales volume too. I think that does also come into consideration.
Victor, did you pay her? I only have 6 in stock for Universal.
Going down to $5. If it's still a high pricing alert, that just means you just got to liquidate that item. And now if it's a valuable item, you can have it sent back and sell it on eBay or something. But yeah, it happens.
She has helped people. So I'll just drop her email in the chat right now.
Amazon won't accept an invoice from Christian Book for Universal Music. For the Universal DVDs, I don't know if Universal Music is different, but from my understanding, I know people that I personally had one-on-ones with that had their Christian book invoice denied for Universal. So the answer is no.
All right. So she said she's helped people. I've referred at least 3 people for Universal, but it is a process and it's not going to be fast. But
Sell more items. So next time when this happens, you're not left on the sidelines, because I haven't had to apply to anything. And what Avery said, yeah, your account age is worth something, but I also feel like if you're selling a ton, you have a high account health rating, you have a high sell through, that they also take that in. Amazon wants you to sell your stuff, believe it or not. I know other platforms don't care if you store it in your garage for 25 years, but Amazon wants you to sell your items. They don't care about storing your stuff. They don't want to store it. That's why they charge you so much to store it and to have it removed, because they expect you to sell everything you send in. And for some reason in the media world, we just want to send our stuff in and let it sit there and wait in line to sell our items. Let me
Victor says, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Victor said, Avery, if you can help talk to her, I would be greatly appreciated. I mean, just email her, get her phone number after you email her, and call her up. Tell her you want to get on Gated and Universal. Yeah. She's really good on the phone. So nothing I can do to translate that.
How's Prime Day helping your numbers? Avery's probably rich. I'm still probably poor because I sell books and he's selling good shit.
Let's see. It hasn't been crazy. It hasn't been crazy. And yeah, I mean,
I am at 6.
It's probably because we're not repricing. Whenever reprice are turned on, everyone else is going real low today.
I'm at 642 for the day. My last 30 days are just under 18K. So, and I don't work hard by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get it twisted. I'm not out here grinding. If my lazy ass can do 18K in a month, everybody out here should be pushing double that. So you should be at 35K if you're in this live stream minimum.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Shout out to the homie Zell from Go2Lister. Yeah, we'll have to get them a raise, Avery.
Yeah, dude, she made bank. I told her. So like the first few weeks, she's real personable. She's good on video, and that's why I hired her. She's actually the cousin of the girl that does social media for me and Steve, and that girl's really good. And so I'm like, if they're genetically related, maybe this girl. That's what I'm realizing now. Like people are like the same. It's weird, man. And so I'm like, okay, there's a chance she'll be good. And then the first week she comes on, she did really good calling people, but she was calling people to make sure they got refunded their money. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good. We're making sure people got refunded. Like, I'm glad they're happy. She was like asking for their Venmo. We don't do this anymore, but we used to Venmo people their refund because we were scared of refunding them on Stripe. Because years ago, I got my Stripe account shut down for too many refunds when I was selling courses, but that's a whole nother story. So I'm like, how about instead of calling Go2Lister users trying to like send them money, how about we call the ones that owe us money? And so then I'm like, I'll give you half whatever you make. And dude, she brought in $2,000 in people that owed us money. And a lot of them were like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to get back in the business. And she talked to them on the phone, got them back into it. And then she made like an extra $1,000 on top of her, over $1,000 on top of her salary. So shout out to her for doing that.
I don't know who it was, but I did get an email. This is a while back. I forgot to message you about it, saying I guess you were sending it out to the affiliates. Like, I guess the team was willing to like help people even like come up with social media posts and everything.
How do I come up with social media posts?
No. I got an email from Go2Lister, dude.
Oh yeah. I put the two I was talking about. I put April and Zell on it. You're like the best one though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I was just cool to see that. Like, you're willing to help people that maybe aren't as big as me.
I said Mike's the best. Maybe they sent that email to everybody.
Yeah. I just thought it was cool. I'm like, oh, maybe I can have them make my shorts for me.
Yeah, no, for real. I think your shorts could be a lot better. Like,
yeah, dude.
I think your shorts are good content, but I think that I don't know. There's something about like the blurry back, like what you have right now. It's basically that. I think you could like get some B-roll of you like lifting the boxes in or like putting the boxes down, just like do what me and Steve do, and I'd like
Yeah.
10 of those B-rolls, and then like just have it. I don't know, something like that. I'm not an expert either. I just post a fuck ton. April's pretty good though, so.
Are you investing profits into Amazon stock? I pay enough in fees.
I know, right? I'm not big into Amazon stock because I'm like, I feel like I am just like that's all my income.
We are their stock, all right. So if me and Avery quit, the stock's going down.
Yeah, exactly. Like me and Mike get out, it's game over.
Yeah. Any advice on Marvel Ungating or National Geographic? I ain't ever come across no Nat Geo that's worth a damn penny. Marvel Ungating, you're talking like graphic novels. You maybe come across those once in a blue moon. If they're really worth it, you can just throw them on eBay or take them to a local comic shop and just get cash for them. So, yeah, Marvel's going to be harder than Nat Geo, I would assume. I don't even know what the requirements are because I'm ungated in them.
So
if not, what are you investing in? I just do good growth stock mutual funds, Dave Ramsey style. I'm up like 12% on the year.
Thing.
That's all I do.
That's if you're a smart person, you do that. But if you're like me, like I was texting Caleb the other day, and I'm like, I'm investing in like the World War III portfolio. It's all these weapons.
I seen your story today, dude. It's doing good though.
Yeah, it is. It's 171%. Not over the last year, but over the last like 18 months or however long it's been around. It's the World War III portfolio was made by AI. So people asked AI like what stocks would be good in terms of like defense, blah, blah, blah. And it built this portfolio and like, I guess different percentages on how much you should invest. And it's fucking crushing it. But I know like when you start thinking about something, you start seeing more of it. It's confirmation bias. I feel like I'm kind of getting that, but I'm invested in AI. I'm invested in Nancy Pelosi. She's invested in a bunch of AI companies, and Autopilot is an app that will invest in whatever politicians invest in. Everybody knows Nancy Pelosi's been doing like 20% a year, whereas the S&P 500 has been doing 12% a year. That's a smart thing to do. That's what you should do. That's what Mike said. But if you want to take more risk, download Autopilot, and you can look at the World War III portfolio, which is created by AI. You can literally invest in everything that Nancy Pelosi invests in automatically. And it's all done in like the matter of just like swiping up, like you're on fucking Venmo or Tinder or something. Just one swipe and it takes $1,000 and puts it in all the different stocks. And we'll see how that goes over the years. Like I'm pretty optimistic in Nancy Pelosi and World War III portfolio. I hope the world doesn't go south, but
see, the big thing is though, you're actively investing in your future. That's even if it's a little bit, I try to get this through to people, but like it's hard to really talk about money, like being in the space, right? Trying to tell people what they should do with their money. Like I shy away from like saying, hey, start a retirement account because people are, hey, you're not a personal finance, but I'm like, you're going to be doing this forever. Like I don't mind it, but I'm not trying to do this forever. 822 active items on Amazon generate 4K in sales. That's good. I'd like to think the minimum per 1,000 units you have active at Amazon is $3,000 in sales. Would a repricer help? Your repricer would increase your sales. It will probably bring down your ASP a little bit, but there ain't no shot if I had 822 items, I would not be repricing. Even if it was a conservative repricer, your items, your prices need to be getting repriced down to the buy box or doing some type of movement.
Yeah, model what Mike does because he doesn't pay that many removal fees. His sell-through is good. His average sales price is good. So go type in Mike the used book guy repricing, reprice it rules, and just copy and paste those.
If you go bankrupt, I'm not liable though. Anyways, Nat Geo requires an endorsement letter. I have no idea. You should make a video for stocks. Yeah, I'll leave that up to Avery. I'm definitely not going down that rabbit hole.
Dude, okay, you know what's cool though is like the fact that we're on YouTube right now talking about this. It's gonna happen in 10 years where we can go back and clip this shit. And I was reading a book about money and how like every generation looks at money differently. Like I think we're coming from like, oh, the S&P 500 is a great investment because it's always been going up, 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 up. Even our parents, like the housing market's been going up like crazy. And like just different generations have different experiences. Like if you went through the Great Depression, you'd probably look at money like a little bit, or the Holocaust. Like obviously it's going to affect you. But I feel like we're like the crypto generation. And like a lot of people, I'd say most people don't even believe in crypto right now. Because if you truly believed in crypto, you'd put all your money in it. And nobody's putting their money, like most people you talk to that are like 30 or above don't put money in crypto. maybe like 3% or whatever. But Taylor Jones, he's put most of his money in crypto, and he's one of my best friends. And I'm like, this guy's either going to be fucking worth like 30 million in a few years if this really does like,
or he's living in your place.
Right? He could probably afford a room or two. And then it's just like, it's crazy to think of like where this world's going to go. And like, you and me are posting this online, and so I think it's going to be cool to like look at our thoughts here. I'm actually about to make a video on where I'm putting my money now, because I still feel like a complete fucking idiot when it comes to like investing, because I just started doing it. I feel like I'm pretty good at making money. I feel like I know my shit about Amazon. I know how to flip shit. Like I the 20s was like building that chapter of my life, but now 30s, 40s, and 50s are going to be like, how good am I at actually taking my money and putting it somewhere and having it come back to me is more. And I don't foresee myself not posting on social media. It's like, I like having these conversations, and maybe AI can like go through the transcript and pull this in like 10 years and be like, oh, this is what you thought crypto was going to do. Well, look at it now, bitch. It's down to zero. And then I can like laugh at myself, or maybe it really did go through the moon. And this is me saying, I think it's going to go through the moon. I think it's going to go crazy in the next 10, 15, 20 years. Like, I think it's going to go through ups and downs too, but that's where I'm at with it. I think that for the first time in history, we have a place to put our money that's not tied to like just the government printing. How weird is it the government can print dollars?
I know.
You have $1 now, but I can print 10 million more, and now your dollar's worth less. For the first time in history, we can take our money and put it in something. Now, can the government shut down crypto? Yeah. Like the government could say no crypto allowed. And so that's what is super sketchy about it. But personally, I don't know too much about it. I think it's gonna pump. And so I think used books will be around in 10 years too. I just think crypto is going to be 10x the price.
How do you handle a book that has an ASIN and never gets created on Amazon's end? I try to send it in and always gets packed. All right, so what you want to do here, you let it sit for 2 weeks. You try again, it doesn't go through. You can either let it sit for 2 more weeks, or you can do like I do, just use a buyback company, or just get rid of the damn thing. Amazon's catalog, if you've been selling on Amazon for any period of time, is an absolute mess on the back end. These books won't get accepted. You can let them sit maybe in another 3 months and try, but I keep one little stack underneath the desk that right now is probably about 8 items that I'll try one more time, and then they are going away out of here. So don't let this stuff pile up. There's no getting around it.
Let me see if this discount code is still working.
Any thoughts on specific repricing programs? This is a loaded question. There's like 25 million different ones. Depending on your business model, you're going to get a different answer, right? If you're doing E to A, the big one is probably Be Cool, because you can set in mins and maxes. If you're thrifting books, I just use Reprice It. It's the most basic one out there. It doesn't have any bells and whistles. It just reprices, and it's cost effective if you're newer, so it's cheap. But yeah, repricing is a loaded question. I've always used Reprice It. They should pay me lots and lots of money to talk about repricing in 2020.
Who owns Reprice It?
I think it's like one dude. You can't even upgrade the subscription. You got to email him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he the customer support?
He's everything, dude. He does
cool.
it all, probably.
I think I emailed them a while ago, like trying to do business somehow, but I don't even know if I got a reply. Can you see my screen real quick?
Yeah.
All right, so this is your last chance to get your tickets to Books and Beyond. It's going down in Vegas. Flights are cheap to Vegas no matter where you live, so no excuse. And tickets are only $165 if you use the code Flash Sale, and you get a 3-pack. So $165 per, but you just got to find some people to go with you. And yeah, super excited for this weekend, guys. We'll see you there. And if you haven't already, be sure to get your tickets to Books and Beyond, and be sure to get Mike there next year. That's our goal, is to get him. We might have to do 2 or 3 more years before we get Mike there. But if Mike doesn't come, we're going to go to Philly and do just like a chill booksellers meetup there. Get an Airbnb or just go to a bar and have a bunch of nerds in there talking about storage fees and shit.
Yeah, we have everybody go scan for us.
You said what?
We can have everybody go scan for us. Come on, guys,
Yeah.
We're going thrifting, but we get to keep all the books.
Yeah.
We got to pay for them. 2-ticket bundle for a husband and wife couple. I mean, maybe you got a kid, right? Kid, dog, cat. 3 tickets.
Yeah, we're trying to get you guys to not be so introverted and make some friends and
get the community talking. That was the idea. 3 people is just enough to where you have to like text 2 or 3 people about the event.
Mine says it's not mine. Reprice It does have an AI feature, but I ain't trusting these damn robots, right? Like you put it just says intelligent repricing. Who the hell knows what's going to go on? Just having that, just go off the buy box, right? That's the real data it's going to pull is the buy box data. So I mean, don't mess around with none of the AI.
AI sounds cool, but repricing is so delicate.
It is, and then like. I'll tell a funny story. And if this person's watching, I don't give a shit, honestly. I'm over Karen. So there was somebody that I was doing coaching calls with, and they weren't getting the results we were expecting to get. So I said, hey, let's set up a repricer. Okay, get them through the repricer. Have another one-on-one with them the next month. And hey, my sales are the best they've ever been, but my items aren't selling for what I listed them at. So I turned the repricer off. Dude, all I can do is drag people to the bank. I can't make them collect the damn money out here. Like, what we like, I like to tell people when you scan a book at a store and you see the profit is $5, take $1 off that, right? Take like 20% off of that, because by the time it gets checked in, by the time it gets repriced, there's a high probability that what you scan it for at the store ain't going to be what it sells for. Sure, there's outliers where the item goes up or it sells for exactly what you send it in at, but a majority of the time, you can expect a decrease of 10 to 20% if you're selling the lower dollar type books that most of us are selling. And it was just crazy to me, right? Like you get the results, but you're still not happy because the prices you thought you were going to get aren't the reality. And that's it. The repricer doesn't tank the listings. It just puts it at what the market is currently at for that item. It's not like I purposely undercut by a penny to ruin everybody's Amazon business, right? Like it's just because I know, well, if price matters on Amazon, then the hell with it. Then I want to be the lowest price regardless.
Yeah. I think there's different phases all arbitrageurs go through. And that's at first, everything's amazing. You're getting profitable books, Scout IQ, Scoutly's telling you you're making profit, and you feel like you're just like, you found the best thing ever. Then it feels flat because you're not getting the sales you thought you would. And then you're like, well, maybe all this is bullshit. And then you start getting all those green dings, but they don't feel the same anymore because you're like, well, if it was so good, why isn't everything selling? Then you go through the phase of a repricer is going to fix everything. Like, oh, like in the way repricers market themselves, it's like, oh, this is what I need. Like the marketing's perfectly like what's going to solve your problem. Then you realize you just had shitty inventory.
Yep.
and then if you truly take all of that and learn from it and help it make you be a better business owner, then you're like on the front end, you make sure you send in good books. And then the repricer's just icing on the cake. But whenever someone comes to me with 1,000 items in stock and they're jumping from one repricer to the other and they're looking for the best one, I'm like, dude, like the best reprice, like you want the best repricing strategy, lower your fucking price. Like if you want to sell something, just lower your price. And if it's still not selling, wake up, you're sitting in bad inventory.
It's funny. We joked about this after the buy box came back, and we're like, oh, all the people are going to be expecting these sales. They're going to realize they just have shit inventory. So your sales ain't even going to go back up. It's true, though, man. That's how I tell everybody, like, sell everything today, right? Like, let's get rid of it. Thoughts on books that are 1,500 and above only sell once every year or so. Fun fact, I've never found a book that high. Fun fact, I've never found a book that I've sold for more than $300 in the 5+ years I've been doing this. Fun fact, I've also sold hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on Amazon. So unfortunately, Zero Cool, I can't help you, but Avery's going to tell you this story that he's told about 50,000 times. Yeah. So go ahead, take us away.
Back in my day, I'm trying to pull up the Keeper graph. Let me see if I can find it. 22 volume set. All these dumbasses in New Jersey were leaving the sale, but not me. I looked over at this giant ass set of books on a cart in the library, and I said, "There's probably money in that." And I scanned the covers like this. I scanned the side, whatever this is called, the sides of the book, the spines of the book, and then it pulled up on Amazon seller at 5 million rank. Most people would just leave this on the shelf, right? Not me. I said, this is worth $2,000. I'm going to find out if this is good. And most people don't understand this, like, which is why it's kind of like hard to explain Keepa to people. Like most people will think a $1,500 profit book sold for $1,500 when in reality it sold for $50.
Yeah.
And so like that's where this whole conversation gets confusing because these books are actually really rare. But I understand Keepa. I did eFlip back in the day for a little bit, so like I got pretty good at reading Keepa. But it's simple. It's this black line is the use price, and this green line, whenever it goes down, that's the sales rank. That's all these green lines going down is when the book sold. So you can see over the course of 7 years, it sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like 17, 18 times. And I was in the library, and I think it was 2019, and I saw that it had sales back in 2017, and it hadn't sold in 2018, but I figured I'd take the risk, bought it, and then this is me right here. Boom. I sold it, even though the low price was $1,200, I sold it for $2,000. And I was with Caleb Roth. And I showed my phone to him. I'm like, dude, I just sold a $2,000 set of books. And we were doing a library clean out. And that's my claim to fame. So it's very rare. And most of the time, you're going to end up scanning a book that's worth $3,000 that sells for $3. But if you understand Keepa, open up that GoToLister app, use your free Keepa extension. And
I honestly think some of my best videos when it comes just to the overall business and like the things that go into it are the videos where I just listed items on GoToLister and explained each and every item and why I priced it the way I did, because that's so important. Because like you said, how many times people think they find this just book that's worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and 99.9% of the time it's like a $12 book, but it's just because some bozos got it listed FBM for $1 trillion. So it's I will say this: there's a lot more to it, though, right? Like today, like starting book selling and media selling on Amazon today, it's a lot more complex than it was back when you started, and even when I got into it in like 2019, 2020. There's a lot more kind of business sense you have to keep track of, a lot more numbers, a lot more bookkeeping. You know, like you said, the removal fees are so high. So when people get crazy about me repricing aggressively, I'm like, well, I carry an inventory of 5,000, and every month I maybe have to liquidate like 40 books. And that's absolutely nothing having an Amazon business the size of mine, especially with the junk media that we sell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the removal fees are by far the best thing Amazon's done to make us think twice about sending shit in. Because a few years ago, when we had free removals, no storage fees, like off to the races. Roger that. I'm going to ship in 20 pallets of books, $1 profit, 1 million sales rank. Who cares? Amazon's going to get rid of it. Might as well.
I remember Caleb had that tool, that free tool that you could use.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I removed it's because restock limits were a thing and we can only have 1,000 units in inventory.
I think the website's still up.
And I remember I had like probably 1,400, maybe 2,000 books removed. I paid like nothing. I'm talking pennies on the dollar, like absolutely.
What was it called? The bookflipper.com /
Dude, I have no idea. I just remember doing it though, like multiple times. A DVD ranked that 180K, that's fine, dude. Don't go above 250,000. That's my cutoff for DVDs. If it costs 3 and it's only selling for 20, it depends on the sales score. What's the sales score on it? Because if you're paying $3, you're only selling it for 20. You're only going to make like $11 on the back end. So is it really worth the $8 spread for something ranked that high? It really depends on what your tolerance is.
We got this Asen in the chat. Did you ask for that?
No. Is this the super expensive book that he found though?
Oh, that might be it. I'm gonna read it to me real quick. Actually, let me hold on. Let's put him on blast. I have a bad feeling it's not that good, but we'll see. What is it? 000?
Let me see here. Yeah, B0006E IV A6.
Okay, let's see. All right, so we got the Keepa here, and actually right now it says low price is 54, but it's buy boxing. That's crazy. It's unboxing for 4,000.
Dude, that's a prime bump I need on all my listings.
But no, it looks like it has sold for $4,000, but something else is going on up here. There's a paperback for 50, and then there's the hardcover, but they keep us showing 50 right now. So am I looking at the
Nah, you're right, because I'm on Go-To Lister. There's a used copy for $54.33.
Yeah, where is it? Oh, here it is. Yep, I see it right here. Yeah. So, but it does look like it actually sold for that much. At least once. Who knows? Maybe that was a new sale. I need Victor or Joji here, but to me that looks like it sold for $4,000 once. But back here it sold for 83. So that's more realistic. It sold for 83 here. Let's zoom out to all time. Sold for 26 back in the day. 84. This is probably a glitch. Something's telling me it didn't actually sell for that.
Yeah, it's got to be for sure.
But this keep is also limited. It's not. It doesn't have. Oh, here we go. Is that new? Oh, collectible. There we go. It sold collectible for $80. So listed for 80, 90, 100. Actually, right now somebody's selling for 50. So you probably got to match them at 50 then.
It's his in the buy box. Good luck. If you get it, tell him you don't take returns.
The good thing is, like, if you do send it in Prime, like, it's such a slow seller, I wouldn't recommend this, but you could send it for like 99 and get the buy box. But I would send it in for $50 and get the next sale.
Yeah, I agree. What do you recommend having your automatic settings? Liquidate versus having Amazon send it back to you. Liquidate's always cheaper. It's between 20 and 40 cents per CD, DVD, or book. Not all of your items are liquidated because not everybody wants to buy the crap that's been sitting there. I let my stuff sit there for 12 months. Good rule of thumb is give it one Santa cycle to sell. If it can't sell in one quarter forward, then it's time for it to go. It is much cheaper having it sent back to you. You're looking at least $1.04 minimum. If it's a book, you're looking $2 a piece. And if it's been sitting there for 12 months, why the hell do you want the thing back? Clearly it sucks. So I liquidate everything. I want nothing back. My inventory is super lean. And like I said, I only usually have to liquidate about 40 a month just on an ongoing, continuing basis of items that don't sell throughout the whole year.
Oh, he said, yeah, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. The buy box is back. We can just check on that listing whenever there's a glitch because they're giving you the buy box $5,000. Any new features before we wrap this up? Any new features or things to be on the lookout for with Go-To Lister?
Our goal is to get complete mobile listing done. Right now it's functional to the point that I think it's like what you should use it for, which is you scan books in your batch, schedule, send, then go to your computer, which is probably the flow I'll recommend anyway. But we're going to go ahead and make it so you can completely do the batch from your phone. So you can do box contents from your phone. You can print the PDF from your phone. And our developer is saying it should be done this week. So that means it'll be done in about a month, realistically. We'll all be in Vegas together. So if you guys are coming to Vegas, say hi. They'll all be at the table. I'll be emceeing.
More promises. Roy coming in hot. Yeah, listen, we're working towards we're already the best. All right. So we don't have much competition. We're just competing with ourselves now.
Yeah. I want AI to get so good that I can just talk into like my developer via AI, and my developer is AI, and things just happen instantly.
We're getting Go-To team, watch out. He's going to replace you all with AI.
Oh, they know it. But we're a long way away from that. I want them to start using AI. I would rather them work one day a week and have AI code the rest. That's something else. We talked about crypto earlier. I think AI is about to really change things up. You've already seen some AI, but like, do you use ChatGPT much?
No, it's funny. I just did a video the other day on like the top 20 questions I get asked. And like, I thought to myself, like, should I just go and punch this in and be like, just type in what's the top most commonly asked question for selling books on Amazon? But I just did my own. But like, I see the validity behind it. And it has made my life easier when it comes to being a content creator. I'll tell you that right now, how it can automatically clip videos out and everything like that. So
I think we're at the forefront of like, shit's about to really change. I think pretty soon, like, somebody's just gonna be able to say, "Hey, make a scouting tool for Amazon booksellers."
The codes.
and
Yeah.
then next day it's ready. I actually
Yeah.
hope that happens, like, because part of it's scary. It's like, oh, somebody can make GoToLister like tomorrow, but then more solutions are going to be made. You still have to market a software to sell it, and so that's an important thing. But the idea that like we could solve like so many more things so fast is really exciting.
Yeah, I agree. It's I think that's I think that's why you getting into GoToLister and it having the success it has is because like you have people that are actively in the space and everything's like personable, right? Like the whole AI isn't really personable, but the fact somebody can just shoot you a DM and be like, "Yo, here's what I'm dealing with," right? Like, and they get a response, even if it's not the response they want. Like that doesn't exist in the Amazon space no more, right? I just told you there's one guy running Reprice It by himself and takes forever to get back to you. Like the other softwares, like, dude, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. I like AI. I think there's going to be huge advancements, like you said. This is just the beginning and maybe Go3Lister comes out and you get knocked off, but they, like you said, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day it's just you got to market things, you got to have some type of base.
Yeah, you got to build a community. It's I think we're going to get to the point where like right now you guys can go mess with it, like go find some AI coders, like they're free online. Go mess around with some. It'll pop it up like that, but getting it functional and getting like dealing with all Amazon's crazy bullshit that was coded by like Indians. Nothing against Indians, but that was the first version of GoToLister. Was one whole year working with an overseas team. No money came in. Then I worked another 6 months. Still no money, just negative forever. So everyone looked at it like, oh, like it's so easy, but it's like going into the thrift store the first time and not getting any books. All businesses from the outside look easy once they make money, but in reality, like every business just has like skeletons in the closet of what it took.
Nobody gets to see the late night Avery who's like puffing on a cigarette thinking GoToLister's never going to get off the ground somewhere in the universe.
I think there's some videos on YouTube of me with the Black and Mild a few times.
He's just spiraling.
you were with me a few of those times. I'm just like,
dude, it's tough, man, right? And that really doesn't get shown on social media. Is
and Norse, like you think about it sometimes, like I've made videos like that, like this is a reality, and like I recorded myself on Snapchat years ago. It's so funny. I thought this was like my biggest business low. I was so gung ho. I heard Gary Vee talk about documenting the journey. I'm like, this is like my path. Like I'm just gonna fucking put everything online. Like I did stupid stuff, man. I put the camera up and like recorded myself logging something in a spreadsheet, and I was like talking to the camera far away, terrible angle. I'm like, nobody gives a shit about this. But one time I was too embarrassed to post the video, and I opened Snapchat and I put it on private. I'll post it. I'll go find it. But I thought it was my absolute biggest business low of my life, and so I'm like, I'm gonna record this moment. I looked back and watched it, and I don't even know what it was. I don't even think it was an account shutdown issue. I think it was like Amazon didn't pay me or some shit. Like they held the funds, and I just thought it was like the worst thing ever. Maybe it was a shutdown. I'll go find it. But after what I've been through now, I go back and look at that. I'm like, wow, I thought that was bad at the time.
That was me when I woke up and the buy box was going. I just started chain smoking cigarettes. Like, shit, this is the end.
Moments like that are good though, because I feel like you do have to prepare for the worst and kind of diversify your streams of income a little bit. And would I be richer if I put all my effort into GoToLister and just went crazy and got 1,000 Mike Hughes book? Yeah, it could probably be 3 or 4 times as big, but I enjoy doing multiple things. And the fact that if one thing gets ripped from me, it makes me sleep better at night. I think all of us Amazon sellers are in the same boat when it comes to that, because Amazon is so potentially fragile where they could shut your account down, that if you can get some investments or stack cash or get some other small source of income, this is still my main thing. Amazon is, but I think it's okay to build a little bit slower and have that backup money, Yeah.
Let me know when you need some influencer reviews for your private label product.
For real?
Yeah, dude. Why not?
All right, I got you.
You get the whole gang. You can have like me, Rakin, Reezy, Muscarella. Like
I don't think Steve's been shitting on the influencer program lately. I don't know why. he's mad for some reason. He's mad at the cat people reviewing cat products. But Avery, any chance of doing a day in the life of reseller video like Steve has been doing? I feel like I did one of those. I always feel fake doing those now because I don't actually go out to thrift stores. And if I did a day in the life video now, it's like me walking with my dogs in the backyard, coming inside, sitting down on the computer. Like I think it'd be
Yeah, like I can't do it.
Boring.
Like Deb's recorded me, and I wake up, I'm butt naked in the waterbed, right? Like the video's already getting banned on YouTube.
yeah. There's a way to make it interesting though. Amazon fails. Time for trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat. Enjoy. In the city, there was no trunk or treat. You had a pillowcase. You walked the damn neighborhoods. You filled up the pillowcases. You went home. These kids are spoiled with this trunk or treat stuff. All right. You know, they don't know what it's really like hitting the streets of Philly with your pillowcase and filling it up.
Yeah, I'm excited to have the trick or treaters come in a couple of weeks. I'd like to know private label versus books. Which do you like better? I want to try private label. Everything they say about private label is true. It does take more money. Definitely takes a lot of time. It's really slow shipping stuff from overseas. Books is good. Like if you're truly in a position where you want to like just prove concept, make some money, get some money in the bank. And if you enjoy doing it, like if you enjoy going to thrift stores and throwing a podcast on or whatever, books are a good grind. But private label, like that, the hope I have with private label is it becomes something that I can sell one day and it's a brand.
Yeah, that upside. Oof.
You said what?
The upside. If that thing takes off, man. Oof.
Yeah, it's a ton of work though. And
Yeah.
so and it comes with its issues too. Like I thought going from wholesale to private label, I thought like, oh, this is gonna be so much safer. I don't have to deal with restrictions, blah, blah, blah. I've had the buy box taken away on my own listing. I've had patent complaints already from other private label sellers. You still have to deal with a bunch of BS. But you know, if it works out, the cool thing about, you know, you reap what you sow at the end of the day. And if you work on something like this for a couple of years, eventually you are going to have a business where you do buy stuff from overseas, and the whole dream of being an Amazon seller becomes true, where you have your own brand pumping out profits. Like it's 100% possible if you put the work in. And that's what I'm doing right now.
You cash out 10 mil. Are we still going to have these lives?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like objectively, because you and I got a deal going on right now. I don't think I would stop doing social media though. Like I feel like if I made that much money, I would still want to give back, you know? But I don't know if it would look like if I sold GoToLister, I don't know if you and me would be doing a live.
No, I have to deal with whoever else got the damn thing.
Yeah. No, maybe
Just give me a heads up.
like Scott actually needs somebody like you, but
When you get offered the big bag, just give me a heads up.
I don't know. What about you? What if you have 10 mil in the bank tomorrow?
I would still do it. It would just be a different format and talking about like the struggles and just seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Kind of, you know, we don't make shit for this, man, right? Like the YouTube content we put out, we don't make. I try to tell people, you know, you watch these YouTube or even social media, like there's no money you make from this content. At the end of the day, it's all just us trying to help other people get out of situations we were in, like being dead broke, right? Like you in the car. It's more or less we get paid in good karma coming back to us hopefully one day than actual monetary dollars that we make from this. So I think we both would. It would just be a little bit of a different conversation of, you know, it'd be more of the life approach and the thought process and, you know, being smart with your money and making mistakes and learning from them. And yeah, I think we both would.
I like to be like self-aware of this stuff. There's a book called Managing Oneself. And I read this when I was like 19 or 20. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. It's like, and I'm kind of doing it almost in a better way now. But what it said was get a notebook and write down all your goals for the next 6 years. It said 6, I think. And then it was like, wait 6 years and see if you did what you said you're going to do. And so through YouTube and social media, I've kind of put my goals out there. I do videos like this and blah, 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 blah. Sometimes I go back and watch it. I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about? Like I'll say like 3 goals. Like somebody like you asked me a question and then like I tell them like, oh, I want to do this and that and that. And then I'm like, what? Like I thought about that for like 2 months and then it was gone. Like I never thought about it again. So that's like self-awareness. It's like I said these things and then fast forward. Now I'm not going to do them. So you just asked me that question. It's a reality check because the moment's going to come when I do have a lot of money. It's like, are you still going to post? But what I think is like before social media, I posted everything on like Snapchat. just to be funny to my friends. Like that was my thing. And then Gary Vee was like, you can make a living doing this. And I was like, okay, Roger that. I'm going to do that. And then as years went on, I found out how integral it was to like building a business. And then GoToLister came along. And it's like, okay, now I actually need to do this in like a strategic way. And so I think after GoToLister, oh wow, we got a $9. We got who's this?
$10. I helped him out earlier. He had a question.
Heck yeah. All right, I'll just Venmo you that then after this.
I ain't got Venmo, dude. I'm too old. Keep it. throw it in the upgrade GoToLister donation bin.
I'll sponsor someone's for 2 months for Mike. How much is the membership with you? $5?
$3, dude. $2.99.
Yeah, that's 3 months right there. But long answer or short
would you
answer?
rub it in our face, dude? Would you show up and have like money fanning yourself? It's just stacks of hundreds. You're sitting there in like a silk robe.
after selling GoTo or something, or
yeah. Like
after all these super chats.
You gonna stay in this house you're in, right? If you hit the lottery?
No, I'm already planning on getting a new house in the future anyway. I think the house size is perfect that I have now. I don't need a bigger house than this, but I do want acres. I want a farm. And so that's my next goal is buy a farm and have some cows, get a sheepdog, border collie. And then, I think I'll be, after that, I almost said I think I'll be happy. You'll never be happy. Or you'll always be happy, whichever way you want to look at it. But I think I would be content living somewhere forever if I just had a bunch of acres, you know?
Yeah. You turn into a homestead channel, Avery Farms.
Yeah.
Avery gets married, then becomes a farmer. He's out there with his lasso.
Yeah, look, I'm living a life over here.
Yeah.
Dinner's being cooked.
I know. I gotta go make my pizza after this.
Estás en YouTube ahorita. Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up, dude. Hey, Roy, I'll buy a damn house when I want. All right, I'm looking for the perfect house. I got the money. I don't know what. I don't have a straight up answer for you.
I think now is a good time, man.
I know.
I think if you have a couple good years of taxes, I think seriously consider all the houses I was looking at. They're going down in price. So I think I can't predict the future, but I feel like things are going well with the economy. I think they're going to do better, and so I think we'll see a temporary dip in the housing market. And
I got fatigued, man. I was looking at Truly every night, so I got burnt out on it, so I had to delete it off the phone for a little bit. But yeah, I'm still actively.
Are you driving around seeing places?
We were for a while, and then it was kind of when the market was still crazy, and then we kind of just started jumping back into it probably like 3 months ago. The pre-approval shit and all that nonsense, all the hoops you got to jump through. It's just you get burned out, man. A lot of these houses, like, it pisses me off because the photos are never really when you get there. That shit is so photoshopped and filtered. It's like you get catfish when you show up to this place. Like, is this the same house?
Using FHA?
Yeah, I'll probably no. We'll do conventional. Probably like I'm trying to do like 20% down, avoid PMI.
Okay. Remind me what PMI is, like a couple $100 a month.
Yeah, it's based on the value of your house as private mortgage insurance, just in case you get foreclosed on.
And so you want to avoid that.
Yeah.
It's an extra monthly fee you should pay with less than 20%. How much is it?
Depends on the value of your house. Like, it depends on your mortgage loan.
500,000. Let's see.
Pay movers, yeah.
Freaking me out.
Nah, you're good.
PMI, man.
It's probably
100 on a down payment. I did 3.5% down. It said 5%, 120 to 595 a month. Dude, I got in here with $17,000, and
dude, the place is beautiful. You guys are loving it, man. I see how much happier you are. Yeah.
I mean,
I know, dude. You got
feels
it.
like cheating.
I know.
You know. Anyway, I wish I could say I'll see you in Vegas, but I'll see you in Philly.
I'll see you in Philly, dude. You know what?
Yeah.
We can have a whole little bash, even if it's just me and you. You can teach me how to dance. I'm open to it. You know, I ain't got good rhythm, but I'll try things, dude. All right, and it'll be a good time.
Dude, Philly's got some good dance. I'll take you to the salsa place.
Enjoy yourself this weekend. Don't get in trouble. Say hello to everybody that you possibly can. Play some penny slots for me. Win a bunch of money. Are you going? Are you bringing your other half, your better half, or are you going alone?
And she's burned out. Why aren't you coming to Vegas, Lily? Porque no.
Because we have 3 kids.
See, we got 3 kids. We got 3 dogs. It was her idea to travel across the country, and we fucking drive across the country. And I'm psycho like that. I did it by myself, and then I'm like, yeah, let's do it again. And we got 3 dogs with us, and she like by the second day, she was like, let's go home.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. We said we're doing this, and we held on for 3 weeks. And
All right, have fun. I'm gonna go make my pizza.
Cool.
My own pizza. You're getting dinner made for you. That's nice. Deb, that's me telling you to go get the pizza, the pizza made for me. That's not gonna work though. All right, dude. We'll see you all next month. You have questions, you know where to find both of us and all the damn groups.
and keep an eye out for the Philly meetup. We're gonna be doing a Philly meetup probably. I'm gonna say November.
I'm going to shoot a bunch of B-roll, and I'm going to reach out to your team, and I'm going to have much better shorts.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you.
Put your wife to work.
Yeah.
We'll see you.